Hello and welcome to Crystal Experiences, a channel designed to help you enjoy more meaningful connections to the world of Mother Nature's amazing crystals. This video has been created so that you can more effectively use your crystal bracelets than you might already have discovered. And it discusses the ways they can better help you through your day and help you boost your development. By this I mean your personal and spiritual development, and includes building confidence in your intuitive senses. You may already have experienced a particular bracelet whose energy from reading a book or based on what your friends told you matched exactly what you needed, but somehow it was wrong when you started wearing it. This video hopes to help you understand why. And if you're new to wearing crystal bracelets, how to avoid the beginner mistakes. So let's begin by thinking about why you may want to use crystals in your life, or why you already are. Do you want more emotional stability when things are tough? Do you want to stop the pattern of getting angry at or withdrawing from people who are triggering you and you don't know how to cope? Do you want to help your mind stop the panic, the worry, and in fact reduce your overall distress? Do you want to reflect on a difficult situation that has just occurred and not go into self-doubt? To instead see the problem in a way that helps you grow your consciousness? These are some of the many reasons people around the world have bought crystal bracelets to aid themselves each day in their emotional, mental, physical and spiritual well-being. It's great to find inner calm and insights when you sit at home, but don't the real challenges come when you're at work, when you go to visit the relatives, when late at night you're trying to go to sleep and your brain is stressing about something? This is where crystal bracelets become your best friends. They are easy to have with you all day and or all night. Most are inexpensive to buy and, well, they look great too. Another one of the hopes I have as you watch this video is how to develop your intuitive skills by practicing how to select the best bracelets for the day ahead and sensing how to wear them so they can maximize their energetic help to you. This video has been created from personal and customer experience of what went well and what went wrong with wearing crystal bracelets. My name is Shamara and I have been selling crystals for over 18 years, where I have shared stories and insights with hundreds of customers at markets and in our shops. There are two parts to this video. A short discussion on the physical issues when buying or wearing bracelets, and a much longer discussion on the energetic issues with wearing them. I will not be covering the following two topics except through examples. I will not be telling you exactly what crystal bracelet to buy for, say, problem X, just discussions about general ways about how to pick them. And why not? Well, this video is already very long and every type of crystal is worthy of its own video. And I also have created a separate video about the right way to select crystals. The other topic I won't cover is how, if you're buying real, treated or fake bracelets, how to tell the difference, as I'm going to create a series about this very involved topic. I also have split this video up into a series of short videos with the same information if you prefer your insights to come in more bite-sized rather than a movie marathon. So now let's begin with the physical issues of wearing crystal bracelets that some customers were surprised to discover. These include wearing bracelets that are too tight around your wrist. Be aware they could actually be cutting off your lymphatic or blood circulation, so I don't recommend this. And they may actually irritate your skin, causing you to take them off. Then you aren't getting their healing help. Also, over time, the elastic will become fray from the continuous strain and it will break quicker. If it's too small, well, consider gifting it to someone else if you can't exchange it and buy the next size up for yourself. Also, you can buy bracelet extenders, which I have on my website, but you can find them at bead stores. The next caution is to become aware of not wearing a bracelet that's, well, too loose. That increases your risk of losing the bracelet when you're out and about. Solutions are to remove the extra beads, and I have a video for a quick possible way to do that if you have an elastic bracelet. Or use a smaller, compatible bracelet to hold the bigger one in place. The three most reported physical issues in wearing them are, firstly, wearing them even though the elastic bracelet has started to fray or it's loose. And yeah, those customers reported that at the end of the day, the bracelet was broken and they lost the beads. Don't do it. The second physical issue comes from wearing them during physical exercise where there are sudden movements like sudden up and down or start and stop motions, such as when you're playing tennis or jogging. It just puts too much strain on the elastic due to inertia. So the solutions for this are, well, take the bracelet off and put it in your pocket during the duration of the workout, or maybe find a bracelet, which is a rarer one to get. It's wired or string created. But for most people, trying to latch the hook and eye is too hard by themselves. The third and least expected problem is when someone is wearing a bracelet where it will come in contact with chemicals. The typical situations of this problem are liquids like bleach and soap detergents, perfumes, moisturizers, and sunblock. These interact with the bracelet beads, and they can shorten the life of the elastic or the wire. They also can affect the beads themselves, causing cloudiness, tarnishing, or discoloration. They also can weaken the bead itself, so be extra careful with soft crystals like calcite, real turquoise, and selenite. Ideally, ensure your skin is fully dried from the liquids that you've placed on them before popping the bracelet on. And remember, if the day's very humid, you are actually going to sweat a lot and that will reactivate the chemicals. So on those days, maybe put the bracelet in your pocket instead. And of course, here's a tip. How about buy a spare elastic so when your bracelet is looking a bit, you can repair it before you lose the beads. Finally, the last physical issue that led to some very unhappy shop visitors was when they asked us to check the authenticity of bracelets that they had bought elsewhere. Discovering that what they thought were Mother Nature's crystals were instead, well, at best, real crystals, but they'd been colour treated. Less good, they were real crystals sold as an expensive crystal, but in fact were a cheap lookalike. Or, in the worst case, well, they were man-made glass and resins. So ask the question to the seller to try and avoid this problem. Are these real crystals mined from the earth in these colours? Are you sure this is their real name? In the past, most sellers would become honest about the crystal at that time. However, post-COVID-19, with the boom in cheap buy direct from suppliers, well, even I got caught buying fakes despite asking this question of my suppliers. Some don't know and some just don't care. Let's now move on to the energetic considerations of wearing crystal bracelets. While I mainly use the term use your intuition, your guidance, sense the energy, I mean any intuitive sense that you may already have active to receive helpful and accurate insights about your bracelet. And of course, this will include the terms of gut feel, the body's innate consciousness, clairvoyance, which means you see images, clairaudience, which is where you hear the information, clairsentience, where you feel the energy, and so on. The main areas of enjoying your crystal bracelet's energy effectively that I will be discussing in this video are you cleansing and recharging them sufficiently? What are the non-physical pitfalls of shopping for bracelets? Are you wearing them in the right position, and are you wearing them at the right time? Are you wearing too many all at once? I have some other tips too as we go along. Now let's start looking into these considerations in more detail. And it should not be a surprise that we are going to talk about cleansing and charging bracelets and the mistakes that, well, not only the beginners are making. So many crystal lovers are aware that a monthly cleanse of crystals is often a good, regular routine to have. This works well for crystals that sit on tables and on shelves. But your bracelet is being worn all day. It doesn't get a break from you. Not unless you take it off and leave it somewhere. And a lot of things can happen to you through the day from situations that trigger mental, emotional, spiritual difficulties in you and in others around you. And the crystal bracelet you're wearing is busy absorbing and working to counteract all the energies that are closing your energy field down in some way. You may actually have heard someone say, the bracelet is tired. It's a cute way to see them as helpers, and it means they also need a cleanse and a recharge just like you do at the end of a busy day. In fact, you may have noticed that your bracelet worked really well yesterday, but even in the same environment today, it just isn't working. That's a sign the bracelet is tired. My recommendation is if you're not able to sense exactly when a bracelet needs a cleansing, do it every day. I do. And my guidance has always suggested to people in my shops to take the lazy route and buy an amethyst cluster. Then as you undress, you can pop the bracelet straight onto the amethyst points, which will work well to break up the stale and the blocked energy. Ask that the bracelets be cleansed and recharged. And while crystal intuits say that citrine and kyanite self-clean, well, why not let them play on the amethyst cluster too? I have created other videos about cleansing crystals, including the help of amethyst clusters, so watch them if you want to learn more. The other benefit of using an amethyst cluster in the bedroom is that you see the bracelets in the morning as you're dressing, which reminds you to check in and intuit which bracelets should I be wearing for this upcoming day. And did you know that there's a way to boost the crystal's help by intentionally asking for positive assistance for you through the day? A good generic affirmation to say is something like, please help me in the best way possible today. Or you can look up what it does and sense which part of that information seems relevant to you. For example, you could say to your agate bracelet, please help me have the courage to ask for that promotion today, to stay grounded and not get too emotional. Now you have given the crystal a very clear intention, and much to my surprise, this simple programming does work. Now let's talk about shopping for crystal bracelets for energetics assistance and the pitfalls people have made. Also know that some of what I will discuss will also help you understand why you're being guided to swap between bracelets on different days. To begin, when you're buying a bracelet, are you picking one because it's what social media said, a blog post or a book? Is it because it's the one your friend is wearing and you want the same benefits that they're receiving? Be careful. It may not actually be the right one for your needs. Even if you like the look of it, that's not always a guarantee. And even if the information about it seems to match exactly what you need, you may end up being disappointed with the energetic experience. For any bracelet, you also need to intuit if it's the right one for you. Or if you actually lack the confidence, ask someone you trust to do this. And that actually can be a double check of your own skills at receiving information yourself. Hey, I got that. I must be getting my information right. From personal and customer experiences, I saw how a person's natural energy was linked to what crystals they needed to wear. Opaque crystals like howlite matched earthy, practical people. Transparent stones like aquamarine matched airy, creative people. Your main astrological sign is often a good indicator of your natural energy in general terms. For example, if you're an earthy type, then you will probably find wearing a crystal that is actually good for water signs, well, it's ineffective for you, and in fact, it might even make you feel your energy's being drained. Authors of crystal books like Judy Hall and many others often list which crystals match better to which star signs. And so they are good rules of thumb to follow until your own intuition can guide you better. When I intuited for customers, there often was a match to their star sign, which helped me understand over time that what the authors had written about, well, it was real. And at the same time, it validated that I was receiving my messages from my guidance. It was correct. Over time, I noticed that I was actually getting the writing messages much better because the validation started to match more and more often. As you walk further down your development, the link between the star sign and the crystal does weaken. You've moved beyond beginner lessons. And I give an example of this in my video, Wearing Crystal Pendants Effectively. With the above in mind, if you and your friend are wanting a crystal bracelet for the same change in dealing with a problem, or attracting something into your lives, or some personal growth, each of you may be guided to different bracelets because of your different natural energy. And even more importantly, while both of you are wanting the same help, each of you probably has a different set of emotional stories and beliefs that are actually blocking you. And so again, you will need different crystal bracelets. As an example, maybe you're wanting to attract enough money to meet your needs and more. Your particular block could be around beliefs that you hold about your self-identity, who you are as a person, that you're not good enough to create a business that people will buy from. It is likely that your solar plexus is weak and that you may be guided to yellow-coloured bracelets like golden quartz, citrine or yellow calcite. For your friend, however, their current block could come from believing that they should not dream about nor express their desire for creating a successful business. It's likely their throat chakra is restricted and hence a blue-coloured bracelet like angelite, blue adventurine or apatite will aid them. For this reason, you can now see that if social media says you need yellow citrine for wealth, that may not be the right crystal for you. As a Virgo, yellow citrine was never a good match for me until, well, recently. Another dynamic I witnessed for many customers was that they seemed to want to buy 10 bracelets in the one shopping adventure. Yoo-hoo! For me, the seller. This could happen to you too. And there were 5 typical reasons this could occur. Firstly, they were new to buying crystals and were in what I call the crystal buying addiction mode. They wanted every crystal. They were all so beautiful. And they wanted to fix everything in their life now. They didn't want to wait. It all had to go. The next reason could be that the customer was in or about to go into a period of fast change over the next couple of months. And the large number of bracelets was to help them with this change by always having the necessary crystals available to wear and not make them go out shopping for them. The third reason could be your guidance is suggesting options for you. For example, they might be saying, we want you to know you could choose prehnite or peridot to help you. Both will be a good match and you pick which one you like better. The fourth reason could be that actually some bracelets are meant for a friend or a family member, and I'll talk more about that option in a minute. And the final reason would occur, and usually the customer would be saying, but I already have this bracelet, why do I need it again? 75% of the time, this was a sign from guidance that they needed to wear the bracelet they owned now, or that the bracelet that they had at home was energetically too dirty to wear and they need cleansing it now. So being guided to the same bracelet had been the only way their guidance had been able to get this message through to them. However, there were 25% of the time they did need to buy the same bracelet again, and this often happens with onyx, obsidian and tourmaline bracelets. The recommendation by guidance will be linked to the following usually. Do you work or live in a difficult environment? Imagine you work at a hospital or at a therapist's office. You have a lot of people coming in, radiating pain and fear and stress and shock. This is an awful lot of difficult energy being projected into your energy field. And if you're not coping well with that, it's going to trigger your own negative emotions and thoughts. Therefore, your guidance knows that one bracelet being worn the whole shift is not going to be enough. They are recommending that you have 2, maybe even 3 bracelets on hand to swap between. Maybe it's so that the first half of one shift you use one and then for the second half you use the other. Or maybe you actually have a preference for small bead 6mm size ones and not the 10mm size. And the amount of crystal energy available is just too weak to absorb all that negativity. So you actually need to get multiple 6mm. Also, it could be because your bracelet's going to take a long time to be cleansed and recharged properly. And so it'll be better for you if you wear one bracelet on one day, as it sits in the sun the next day. For a deep cleanse, you are putting on the other one. Okay, they're all the reasons. So how do you sort out why you've got 10 bracelets in front of you? Add the following words to separate the bracelets into who they are for. Ask yourself, do I need to wear this bracelet myself? And here is a demonstration of how I receive answers to my question using my heart energy, which I've spent a lot of time developing so it can give me good answers. For those bracelets that went in the to buy for someone else's pile, there are 2 reasons why this might have happened. Firstly, often it was matching the thinking that the customer had during the week of, gee, they needed to buy so-and-so a gift, and then they forgot. Yet here they were in the shop being guided to a perfect suggestion. They would always be delighted that their guidance had heard them and had shown them the best gift to buy. And as most bracelets are inexpensive and practical, they are an ideal gift to give. The second possibility was because their friend had actually put out a call for help. For example, maybe they had asked out into the universe for more courage to face a difficult situation they were experiencing, but then they had not remembered to listen for the answer or to look for the sign. So their guidance had sent the call to their more intuitive friend, my customer, to buy, say, an agate bracelet for them. These experiences led to many moments of amazement for the customer and me about how the universe's willingness to show its loving support is just present. It was especially exciting when the customer's friend would turn up to the shop, say in a week, and say, how did you know my friend needed to buy this bracelet? It was exactly what I needed. Let's now look at the bracelets that are in the For You pile. You might be still wondering, why are there so many bracelets? So you can ask the following question to start the process of understanding why. Do I need to buy this bracelet now? You may watch yourself then sort them in a need now pile and a need later pile. Why are there bracelets appearing in the need later pile then? There can be a mix of reasons for why you're being guided to buy bracelets in advance of when you actually need to wear them. Your guidance knew that you're very busy over the coming weeks and you probably are unable to come back and buy when you need to start wearing them. That the crystal bracelet form is harder to find later somewhere else when you're ready to wear it. And that was actually often occurring for those that were out of area visitors. Or that a particular bracelet had had additional energies imbued into it through the activities that had occurred in the shop. And these extra energies were going to benefit that person. These energies were not available in other bracelets. So, if there are a lot of bracelets you have gathered for considerations, you also might find that you seem to have created two other piles. You only need to pick one of these piles for options, or you didn't need it at all pile. And that's okay. You've at least sorted it all out. For this next section, we move on to wearing bracelets, the mistakes others have made with them, and how to experience more healing help from them. When you're a beginner, there is a hole you can fall into when wearing crystal bracelets. Maybe you already had a great experience with your first bracelet. It really did help. As an example, you may have experienced that wearing a bracelet for the first time did release stress and doubt while you were at work. You feel so good at having them help you make the changes that you just want more. In fact, you want to see all parts of your life become positive. So you buy a lot of bracelets to work with lots of different problems and lots of different hopes. And then you put on 5 or more bracelets, each of which offers a different energy assistance, and say that's labradorite, jade, yellow calcite, rose quartz and amazonite. Let me advise you that things will not go as expected wearing 5 bracelets at one time. And how did I learn that wearing too many bracelets can be a bad idea? It occurred when I was early in my connection to crystals and I was at a market selling them. A young woman walked in saying, "I don't feel these bracelets are working anymore. I need a crystal bracelet to help me. Also, I'm not feeling very well." I tuned into her guidance and immediately got a sense of which 2 bracelets she needed. She bought them, but as she went to put them on, she pulled up her sleeve and she had 5 bracelets being worn all at the same time. I then checked her other arm and she had another 4 bracelets there. Interestingly, by coincidence, or was it, an experienced crystal intuit was also looking at my crystals. Between the two of us, we received the message from our guides that many of these women's bracelets needed to come off now. So I pulled them off and then felt which bracelets she actually needed to wear. As the experienced intuit double-checked me, nothing like having supervision, several piles were built. A couple were energetically really, really dirty and we needed to cleanse them on the spot. A large number of the bracelets she actually shouldn't have been wearing today, and so they went into her handbags. And there were 3 that she was to put back on. Yes, 2 of which were the ones she had just bought from me. With no bracelets on, she immediately started to feel her energy improve as her field was not being overwhelmed, causing her to feel ill. And the experienced intuit suggested that she actually sit on the ground in the beautiful sunshine while the restoration of her energy was completed. Once she was rebalanced and regrounded, she came back in and she put on the 3 bracelets she actually needed to wear today. They were all complementary to each other and they focused around one aspect of help. I don't remember what it was. Maybe she felt blocked creatively. She then said she could feel them working together very happily and that they were uplifting her. And as a bonus, she enjoyed a lesson about cleansing bracelets and how to intuit which ones to wear each morning. So that was my big lesson about what would happen if you wore too much all at once. Yep, you could end up feeling overwhelmed, even sick. It also explained why I had only ever been guided to put on maybe 1, 2 or 3 bracelets at any time for myself. And please know, I'm not talking about wearing 3 clear quartz bracelets or 3 rhodonite bracelets in one go. This is okay. You're making a fashion choice that you like things in groups of 3, say. 3 bracelets of the same crystal type will count just as 1 crystal type. So with this explained, here's my rule of thumb for wearing completely different crystal types of bracelets. If you're noticing you're guided to wear 1, 2 or 3, then it's likely to be all good. If you start to put on a 4th, double check. And if you're wanting to put on 5 or more, well, now you really need to intuit why. And also don't forget to include in the count any pendants, earrings, anything you're carrying around in your pocket as well. You know, that's all being worn at the same time. So the rule of thumb applies across them all. So here's the routine to practice your intuitive skills and ensure you're wearing the right bracelets for the day. Look at your bracelets, see which ones you seem to want to pick up, feel. Does this one seem to feel right for today? And be okay if you actually start to cry. That's a good sign, because that's the crystal starting to get to work with unfreezing something that's blocked inside you. So it doesn't always have to be a happy feel, it just needs to feel right. So once you've realised which bracelets you need to wear, then sense which side of you wants to wear it. And that's the routine. Now, if you're going to be extra good, you should also, before you put it on, check, is it cleansed? Does it need some other work? And if not, if it feels good, ready to go, on it goes and you're ready for the day. So now you're puzzled about, well, why did you feel the need to buy 6 bracelets? Yet I'm telling you there's a rule of thumb that you should only be wearing 1, 2 or 3 at a time. Don't be worried. There can be a cycle in any given week or month when you need to swap between which of the 6 bracelets you're wearing at any time. So don't be surprised if in this cycle there are some bracelets you wear a lot and some that are not worn very often. This is a typical situation for everyone. As an example, I would often use bracelets that would help me break through some difficulty. They may be worn for a week or 2 while I process and transmute the difficulty. Then I would find that I'd put them aside and I would be wearing a different bracelet or 2 that were ready to do their special assistance, such as expand my energy, expand my consciousness, now that the first level of difficulty was out of my energy field. And they may only spend a day or 2 doing that assistance before I was back to the original bracelets to take me through another level or another aspect of the difficulty, which needed now to be faced and cleansed. So don't be surprised if you are cycling through a particular group. It's just a different level of clearing, balancing and expanding your energy field that your guidance is taking you through at this time in your life. Okay, so you've double checked and you're definitely getting 5 bracelets need to be worn today. Why? You know that doesn't seem right. So now sort out into 2 piles of, do I need to wear it now or am I wearing it later today? So wearing it now. Yes. Wearing it later. Yes. So once you've got the 2 piles, then obviously the ones that need to go on now, you pop on now and off you go for your day. But bring the other ones with you, because it could be something's going to change as your day goes on. You're going to move into a different emotional state, and maybe it's different people you're interacting with, and suddenly now you know why you had to bring the other bracelets. That's why, yes, you got 5 bracelets to wear, even though my rule of thumb said you should only wear up to 3. Hopefully that helps you. Now, have you been wondering if you should wear those multi-crystal bracelets? My team has always guided me away from buying multi-crystal bracelets. There's only one type called chakra bracelet that I buy, and that's because there are a lot of beginners out there who just want to try out their first bracelet, and these bracelets are a pretty rainbow of colour which appeals to them. They are also popular with those people who do not believe in crystal energy and just want to wear a pretty bracelet. That's okay. Both sets of people will be taking the energy of the colours through their eyes. Their energy field will benefit from all these different colours flowing through their chakras, doing a general cleanse, balance and enhance, even if they don't know that's what's going on. Just looking at the bright array of colours will uplift their mood, and that's a great outcome. However, more experienced buyers are not drawn to buy chakra bracelets for themselves. There are so many different energies occurring that the bracelet really can't do much of any particular assistance other than a general mood improver. For example, you may want help with confusion while improving your creativity, and you want to shift your heart's unhappiness. Your guidance knows that these are actually three unrelated issues, so having three different bracelets like maybe tiger's eye, yellow calcite and rhodonite is going to be a better way for you to get the help you need. Each one can be worn on its own day when it's best aligned to the energies and the situations that are going to come to you to help you deal with the confusion. What's it about? What's causing the block in your creativity or your expression? And today's a good day to clear those feelings of vengeance that your unhappy heart is holding. There is one occasion where I would be guided to buy multi-crystal bracelets, and that was if the person who beaded the bracelets actually channeled their creations with a specific purpose. For example, empower the divine goddess within. Their creations were energetically balanced, and they did hold an extra boost of energy. Now let's talk about what I would rank as the second biggest mistake made when wearing bracelets. Are you checking on which wrist the bracelet should be worn? When we start to wear crystal bracelets, we're often in automatic pilot mode. I always wear my bracelets on my left hand because I write with my right. In the world of crystals, this may not be the best place for the crystal bracelet to work for you. You do need to feel where they want to be worn. They may feel better maybe on the right wrist than the left, or on the left wrist rather than the right. Or maybe they want to go in your bra or in the pocket of your top, or maybe into the back pocket of your pants. Or maybe they want to go around your ankle. Maybe they want to go on the top of your head. Yeah, we've had them all. Yes, all these positions people have experienced and been amazed at how right it felt putting the bracelet there. Here are some of the reasons. Maybe there is a meridian that needs to unblock so your liver gets more healing help. Well, then the bracelet needs to go on top of it. Maybe it's on the feminine side because you need help in receiving energy so you're not being so drained by all the action you're giving out to the world. And what type of support it is depends on what the crystal is good at. If it's moss agate or a rainforest jasper, it's actually going to help you receive in the support of Mother Nature. Maybe it's on the masculine side because you're giving out a lot of energy and you need to do that action in a better way. And again, what support depends on what the crystal is good at. If it's an adventuring, it's helping you get into action with your creative outlet. If it's so light, the advice that maybe you're giving out for the day needs to add energy of respect and acceptance so that it will be better heard. Maybe placing it at your ankle will help you have a better connection to the earth that you have a tendency to keep unplugging. Maybe placing it on your head is because the energy that's coming in needs some help at your third eye in your crown to get in. And if your guidance knows your budget is tight, it may suggest a bracelet that you already have rather than buy a pendant or a hair clip for just a one-off use. Many customers over the years told us when they were sometimes prompted to wear their bracelets in strange places, on a ribbon maybe to get it at their throat, around their ponytail to get it at the back of their head, pinned in their hair, anchored under a hat. We all had a good laugh. One of the interesting reasons that often happens as you wear your bracelet all day is that you find yourself unconsciously wanting to take it off. Don't resist the urge. Why? If it happens within, say, 5 minutes or so of putting it on, your guidance is signaling that, well, have you put it in the wrong position? Or it's actually the wrong crystal to wear today? Or would you give it an energetic cleanse? And this usually happens when you've been in automatic habit mode as you put it on. If this urge is happening, say, 20 minutes, half an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours later, it's probably a sign from your guidance that you need to change the energetic support you're receiving. For example, this can happen when I sit down at my desk with a whole lot of other crystals selected to help me assist as I work. Suddenly any bracelets I'm wearing need to come off. Why? Well, I'm in a different situation compared to my morning's mental and emotional state, and now the bracelets just can't help me. Once the work is done and my mental and emotional state changes again, yes, often I find I put the bracelets back on. Another reason for this urge to remove the bracelets is that the crystal has done its work for the day, and that by taking it off, it will give the other bracelets I'm still wearing more opportunity to do their work. Or if I find I'm taking everything off, it's time for the body to rebalance from all that energy it has been absorbing from the bracelets. Yes, letting your body rebalance all the energy of the crystals, all that's been poured into it, is really important to your restorative and improvement of your energetic field's health. And I advise that 4 hours a day is a good time to be away from all your crystals so this important work can happen. I find sleep is a good time to do this. And if you want to learn how I learnt this need to actually sometimes be away from crystals, leave a comment and I'll create a video about it. Now, there are times I have periods of stressing about something, and the wearing of bracelets to bed is the only thing that will calm me enough so I can fall asleep. I used to discourage wearing bracelets in bed, believing that the elastics would break, but this has not been my experience. So now I'm definitely recommending it because I'm doing it myself. I find wearing the bracelets to bed on me actually seems to work a lot better than having them in the pillow or on the side table. If I've done that, of course, I'll find a different time in the day to be crystal free for the rebalance. So another question you may have is why you're guided to buy a crystal in a bracelet rather than in a different form that you could have in your pocket or on your desk. And the reason for this is often an overlooked benefit of how the crystal not only helps you, but it's actually helping others around you. For example, if you work with a person who's negative, they can't see a black tourmaline bracelet that's in your pocket. But if you wear it as a bracelet, then they can see the colour. Now, through their eyes, they unconsciously absorb the black colour, which for many actually represents comfort and protection, both of which will help the person drop out of their mental stream of negativity to come back into their physical body and ground their energy. As they settle down, they become more reasonable to be around, and this helps you. Sure, you could have the crystal on your desk, but if you're wandering around the office all day to meetings where you will meet the problem people, then a crystal at your desk won't help you. And don't forget you're enjoying the direct benefits from seeing it and feeling it too. You will sense its protective, comforting presence also, how it absorbs your negativity, how it absorbs the negativity of the environment, how it helps your thoughts and emotions to settle down, how your mind becomes calmer, so you actually start to think better, and how you now may be receiving insights, including what to say or what to understand about the situation. Always remember, if black is too powerful for you, or the colour causes you to feel anxiety, you can buy tourmaline in other colours. And if you receive negativity through your thoughts rather than through your feelings, then black obsidian, even black onyx, can benefit you and others as discussed above. Obsidian also has a softer form if pure black is too much. And now let's move on to my final insight for this video. Being able to look at your crystal bracelet can help you receive reminders of something important that you need to do as you move through your day. For example, when customers were guided to buy a pink bracelet, some would also receive the message that each time they looked at the bracelet, they were to have the following thought: the angels are with me. Have I asked them to help me with this issue? And did I look to see if they sent me a sign with the answers or with ideas? Affirmations can also work more effectively if linked to a bracelet. For example, some customers received that each time they looked at their bracelet, they were to affirm something like, "The universe loves me. I am lovable to the universe." Or, "The universe is infinite. There is an abundance for all, including me." The checks you should do each day, some of which the extra steps you would definitely do if you seem to have an awful lot, like 5 of them, are: which bracelets do I need? Okay, so I need all 5. Are they all energetically clean? Yeah. That one needs a bit of a clean up, so I should give that a bit of a clean. No, that one feels good to go. And say I have 5 in my hands, I would then have to ask which ones need to be put on now, which ones later. No, that needs to be done later. Well, I have to give it a cleanse as well. Now, and now, and which wrist do I need to put them on? So that wants to go on this wrist, and that wants to go on this wrist. And it's not a hard and fast rule. Don't be surprised if through the day you suddenly are finding you're doing that. You're just flipping it because now the other part of your body wants to work with it. There's some action stuff that needs the help of that bracelet. It's all fine. The worst that happens is if you got it wrong, you'll find yourself fiddling and, yep, you're putting it back on the other wrist, or no, in fact, you were being told to take it off. So hopefully that summary of all the intuitive steps in terms of wearing it gives you a hand as to the process that I certainly have in my day of picking the bracelets to help me through the day. So as this video comes to its end, I know I've not covered everything about bracelets. I do have a companion video on pendants which covers some similar information, but it also has additional insights relevant to bracelets too. So have a look. And remember, through the practice of selecting what bracelet to wear, how to wear it, why you seem to need it, you will build your intuitive skills in a safe environment. Don't forget to like, notify and subscribe to stay connected to more crystal experiences, and share the videos with any friends that you think will like learning about crystals too. If you want to know more, please let me know about topics in the comments so I can create videos about them. I am Shamara, helping you remember that your crystal friends want to help you move towards your happier life. So let your crystal friends help you now. Namaste.